The finance minister also assured that the Nigerian government is doing all it can to move the country away from recession. Nigeria was Africa's largest economy and its top oil producer, but its public finances have suffered as the price of crude oil dropped around the world. Official data from the country's Bureau of Statistics show that its gross domestic product contracted by 2.06% in the second quarter, sending Africa's biggest economy into a recession after a decline in the first quarter. Adeosun explained that there was a strategic plan by the administration to see that the recession ended very soon and also ensure that the economy recovered fully.
I want to just re-emphasize that we have a strategic plan that will take us out of the recession that we found ourselves in. We want to make sure this recession is as short as possible. We don't want a prolonged recession. From what we're looking at, we don't think it will be a prolonged recession. We think that some of the initiatives that we have been working on will now begin to bear fruit. And what are those initiatives? I've talked about the investment already, but there are also initiatives which I've shared with those of you who come to the FAC meeting around getting out of cash calls. That's very, very fundamental to the economy. And let me give you the impact of that. This month, for example, in fact, we only got 41 billion from oil. They had to use 110 billion to fund cash calls. If we had that money, we could have pumped that money out into the economy. We are working with the Ministry of Petroleum Resources and NNPC to get out of the cash calls. That's the long-term plan, to allow those joint ventures to borrow money that they need rather than taking money from the Federation account. And that will improve the money in circulation. We've also done a lot of work with the subnational governments, that's the state governments, around the budget support plan. As you know, many of them had not been paying salaries for months. We've now been able to support them with additional money every month in the FAC account, and many of them have now resumed paying salaries. We are monitoring, because one of the conditions of the loan, the facility was conditional, was that they meet certain conditions, and we're now sending the monitoring and evaluation out to go and check that they're actually doing what they agreed and undertook to do. But we are pleased to report that many more, and we do monitor through the unions, are paying salaries, and that's also going to have a huge effect on demand and help to get the economy moving. So in a nutshell, that's it. We are on course. We're confident that the plan we've put together will work, and it's a long-term plan that will reposition the economy and make sure that we don't go into these boom and bust cycles that are driven by the oil price.